Yo, this is Jay from Straight Smoke Gaming, and in today's video we're doing another Thursday night parlay from Madden. Last week we hit our first parlay of the series, turning $10 into $100 with a bet on the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants Thursday night football game last week, and Caleb Williams sprinkled in there because it was an easy easy leg to the parlay. But what we do in these videos is we do a simulation of the entire game, and we make a parlay based on these stats because, as you guys know, Madden's kind of a copy and paste game every year with just different overalls. So I thought it would be interesting to see if we could rely on Madden to put together a parlay for us every Thursday to help make back some of that money that we spend on Madden every year. I mean, it's the least EA could do for us. So here we are at the end of Week 5 simulation. The Bucs end up winning 32-17. So if you're someone who likes money line or spread, you're going to want to pick the Bucs because they covered the spread and they definitely won the game for money line. But we do PrizePicks, so we don't care about that. Baker Mayfield, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, one interception. 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio is pretty good. Kirk Cousins, 257 for yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Honestly, not a bad game for a person that's still coming off a very serious injury at an older age. So, I mean, if I was a Falcons fan and Kirk went out and did that, I'd be pretty happy. Taking a look next at rushing, you got Rashad White, 12 attempts, 38 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. That 1 fumble will be interesting to watch for in the game tonight. Overall, not bad. He did get into the end zone. That's kind of saved his day. Bijan Robinson, 11 attempts, 45 yards, no touchdown, no fumble. I'm still waiting on Bijan to get into the end zone. I don't think he has yet this year. I know this because I have him in fantasy, and he's been pretty disappointing if I'm being honest. Baker puts another 40 yards up on the ground. Kirk Cousins down there puts up another 24 yards on the ground. One thing I did want to note before we go into the receiving numbers here is that I don't see any Bucky Irving or Tyler Algier. Those are two very big pieces to these offenses. I do think that the backfields are more split right down the middle than they are leaning towards one. So I do think that these guys will end up getting some more work in the game than what Madden says in the simulation. Bucky Irving, 2 attempts, -1 yard, and Tyler Algier was not on this at all. So like I was saying, they weren't that big in the simulation, but in real life, it will be interesting to look out for how much they are used in the real game, because in recent weeks, they have been used. I don't know why Madden didn't have them get used. For receiving, you got Darnell Mooney, 8 receptions, 126 yards, no touchdown. The no touchdown sucks, but if you're going to have over 100 yards receiving as a wide receiver too, that's pretty good. Bijan Robinson, 6 receptions, 34 yards, no touchdown. Like I was saying before, I don't think he's gotten into the end zone yet. His numbers have been kind of disappointing in fantasy, so we're waiting on that. Drake London, 5 receptions, 35 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns are good. Obviously, you'd want your wide receiver to preferably have more than 35 yards, but hey, we'll take the 2 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts, 4 receptions, 25 yards, no touchdowns. At this point in his career, we all know what he is. He's a bust. The hype's not there. He didn't live up to what he was supposed to out of college, so I'm not shocked that he gives us another disappointing week. Ray McLeod, 3 receptions, 37 yards, no touchdown. Pretty good numbers there for a option 4 or 5, depending how you want to go about it. I don't know if I would put him above Bijan or Pitts, so that's why I'm saying that. Chris Godwin, we know what he's been doing all year. 7 receptions, 116 yards, and a touchdown. No surprise there. Chris Godwin's been dominating all season. Cameron Johnson, I don't know this guy. He's mainly playing because of injuries. He puts up 6 receptions for 59 yards. When I was doing the parlay, I did see Sterling Shepard as an option, so I'm guessing he has a higher chance to play than Johnson does. Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We know what Mike Evans is. He gets you touchdowns. He gets yards. I mean, that's a pretty solid line for him. Rashad White, 3 receptions, 16 yards, no touchdown. Kind of disappointing because I feel like Rashad White's a better receiving back than Bucky Irving, so that's kind of where he seems to excel between the two-headed backfield. Is he's more of a pass-catching back, so you would like for him to have more than 16 yards. Bucky Irving, 1 reception, 5 yards, not that good. Jarrett, don't know him, mainly playing because of injuries, irrelevant. But these are what we ended up picking for the parlay. Baker Mayfield, over pass yards. Mike Evans, over the receiving yards. Drake London, over the receiving yards as well. And then for the last leg, we have Bijan over the receiving yards. So this is your recap. We'll go into the numbers more here. 235 yards, so he needs 244 for Baker. Mike Evans needs 61 receiving yards. Drake London needs 64 receiving yards. And Bijan needs 29 receiving yards. Sadly, it's all gone. We don't have the easy money with the Caleb Williams half yard. So now we actually got to pick another leg to try to make money here. But that parlay would pay $90 when we put 10 on it. So it'll be interesting to see if we do end up cashing. As you can see there, we are finally in the plus with the plus 70 mark when it comes to where we are at for the parlays. We missed our first 3, but in week 4 we cashed, which puts us into plus money. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see if we can stay on this trend to keep making more money, or if that was just a fluke. But for this video, that's all we got. So if you enjoyed, please remember to like and sub for more Madden content, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.